Hey, what is up everyone? It is the Real Shogun here, bringing you a top 5 list. Now these are 5 really useful tips that I would really recommend anyone that's trying to do whether the Easter egg, whether they're trying to just get to the high rounds. These 5 tips will definitely help you out. So without further ado, let's crack on and let's get this 5 list sorted. Now my first really useful tip is upgrades. Making sure you're doing every single perk is going to make your high rounds or your Easter egg run a lot easier. Just look at the kinds of upgrades you're going to get the ability to access. Now for some of these you will need to be certain levels, but things like Juggernaut, Speed Color are quite easy to get. They're quite early on in the game. You can play multiplayer a little bit and you'll get to the level required to upgrade these. But once you get to the higher levels, I think it's level 51, that you can then start getting things like the Deadshot Daiquiri upgrades. And look at the perk power in this: 100% extra critical damage if the enemy is at full health, which basically means you're doing double damage to a head. That will one shot. I was doing high rounds with the 1911 and it was just blitzing 3 people that would do one shot, and this was even before I had this packed out to the max. This also reduces your hip spread, so you don't have to ADS. Although if you do ADS, I would really recommend the stamina up upgrade, because when you're aiming down your sights, you can be able to walk faster. That is essential. Now, while we are talking about upgrades, we need to go to field upgrades. The next one on my list is the Ring of Fire. You get this thing tier 3, you are set for the long run, you are going to be running high rounds, you're going to be strong, the ammo comes from your stock instead of from the magazine, so you're never having to reload. You combine that with Speed Color, so when this is on cooldown, Speed Color is getting it back real quick. You get 2 or 3 people in a game running this and you are set, my friends. You rock this, you are guaranteed for the long run. It's well worth using, and when zombies come into the Ring of Fire as well, they take a huge amount of burn damage. You don't get hit from enemy projectiles, so when Megaton blasters come in, you don't have to worry about the horrible spewing vomit stuff that comes out of them. This is going to be blocking it, and you're going to be hammering home, because this does increased bullet damage while you're in the circle as well. It's so good, so good. Now next on the list is the blue and green metal, blue and green scrap, whatever you want to call it. It is essential to keep that for level 3 armor and legendary guns. Making your guns legendary is a massive game changer. The amount of damage that you can do is astronomical. You can make any gun an absolute monster when using them. There are attachments that come on the gun as well. Things like the suppressors that come attached in the muzzle, and in the body you can have extra salvage drops. Now a really cool thing about the equipment drop rate is this is things like plates, this is things like satchels, this is things like self revives. The absolute amount of items that can drop from dropping down a wave is insane. I've had so many games now with just using this where they're always dropping satchels when I really need them. It is an absolute clutch in this game. I highly recommend putting anything that increases the drop rate on the body and the muzzle, just to get the most out of the zombies that you're killing. This is an absolute game changer, and to say you save that up, you will get yourself level 3 armor in no time. You can get it super quickly, and you can get your guns leveled up to legendary incredibly quickly as well. You can use this as the main, and then whatever gun you're trying to level up, you can get that to legendary just as this as the secondary. You know, it's so good. So yeah, I would really recommend putting anything that increases the equipment and anything that increases the salvage drop rates, because that will be an absolute game changer. You will be level 3 armor, you will have legendary guns way faster than if you had no attachments at all. And as I say, if you're going to run a gun that has no attachments, I'd start off with this and use this as a primary, switch over to the other gun as a secondary and level that up. It's such a good way to do it. But yeah, that's next on my list, just because it's such a game changer. Now, next up on my list of tips is the crafting benches around the map are super useful. Make yourself monkey bombs, make yourself war machines, get helicopters, get yourself a self-revive. These are all massive game changers, super useful when it gets to the high rounds as well, especially the chopper gunner and the war machine. Over wave 100, it can still kill zombies in one. That is a massive thing, trust me. And obviously self-revives when your teammates can't get you on the other end of the map. Self-reviving yourself is super useful. And monkey bombs are incredibly useful too when it comes to reviving teammates. You get yourself an insta-kill, you need to clear a wave, you haven't got the ammunition, but you've got a monkey bomb. Monkey bombs are super useful as well. You can make yourself C4, sentry turrets, there's a trophy for it. There are so many reasons, so many really useful things on the crafting bench that will make it well worth using. To not use it is just silly. You've got so much tools at your disposal. They do cost scrap to make things, but you make so much of that, especially when you get to the higher rounds. When it hits sort of round 20 and above, somebody's zombies spawning in on a 4-player game, huge amounts of scrap is going to spawn. Especially if you've got guns like in my previous tips, when you've got guns that increase the equipment drop rate, the salvage drop rate, you're going to get so much scrap, so you can keep on cycling through these. This is my next tip. Trust me, crafting benches, well worth it. So, my fifth and final tip of this video is, if you ever find yourself with a maxed out triple papped gun, you've got no ammo left, you don't have enough money to buy it from the ammo resupply, just head yourself over to the Pack-a-Punch, and for 2,000 points you just switch the element of your gun to another element and it will completely restock the ammo in your gun. It's way cheaper to do this. Admittedly, if you want to go from one element back to another, if there's one you prefer over the others, you're going to end up spending close to, but it is still cheaper. And even if you switch back to the element you had previously, it still gives you a full resupply of your guns. It's well worth doing. It's so cheap. It's so cheap and it's so easy to do. It's only 2,000 points. And it's, again, like most of the other tips in this, I believe, quite the game changer. That is it, everyone. Thank you for watching. This has been 5 tips and tricks on Dying Machine, or just zombies in general. They release more maps that you can use in your games to improve your skills, get better attachments, reach higher rounds, complete the Easter egg if you haven't already. I hope you have enjoyed. Please leave a like if you want to see more videos. I am making more. I really do enjoy making them. I've made quite a lot now and I want to keep making them because they are so much fun. I'm really looking forward to when they release even more. I really hope for more zombies content, more Easter eggs, and I always appreciate the views. Thank you if you got this far watching the video. I appreciate you. Leave a like if you did enjoy it, and if you want to see more tips and tricks, because I love making them. As I say, I'm going to make more. That is it. I've been the Real Shogun. You have been amazing. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and Mata Ne.
Good work, Strike Team. We've closed the breach. But I got a feeling Omega Group is just getting started.
Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe and leave a like for more content.